Mr.
Good
Fatemi
morning.
Ghani,
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum Assalam. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and having with us today. We are very eager to hear from you. Over to you for the power of habits.
Thank you so much, Shabi, for that wonderful introduction. And it's my pleasure always to be there with you all to share those traits which is needed in success in our life. And today what I'm going to show you is something which is important for everyone. It is not only for the business owners. I would say that it is for each and every individual who would like to find, who would like to see success. Let me just put it in the, okay, there you are. So give me a thumb up or Shabi, that you can see the PowerPoint. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
And you can hear me properly also?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. So without further ado, the topic is habits. And if you look at the picture, there are three aspects of habits which I have taken. One is right in the center, which is your health habit. And the right is your financial habit. And the left side is the personal growth. Right. Let me start with a big question. I'm going to read a beautiful text from a book. And you have to guess, who am I? There's a lot of important golden nuggets in it. I'm your constant companion. I'm your greatest asset or heaviest burden. I will push you up to success or down to disappointment. I'm at your command. Half the things you do might just as well be turned over to me, for I can do them quickly, correctly, and profitably. I'm easily managed. Just be firm with me. Those who are great, I have made great. Those who are failures, I have made failures. I'm not a machine, though I work with the precision of a machine and the intelligence of a person. You can run me for a profit, or you can run me for ruin. Show me how you want it. Done, educate, or train me. Lead me, reward me, and I will then do it automatically. I'm your servant. Who am I? That's the question. And that's the topic that I have. The person, who am I, is habits. And it is known to everyone that old habit die hard. I'm not going to go into the old habit. I'm going to talk about the real habit, what you need to do. So welcome everyone to this special coaching on habits. And as the tagline goes, change your habit, change your life. And I'll quote from my book, the quotation of Frank Outlaw, which is very, very powerful. And it says, watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your action, for they become habits. Watch your habits, for they become your character. Watch your character, for it will become your destiny. That's a beautiful quote. And let's dissect those words which are there: thoughts, words, action, habits, character, destiny, or identity. I'm going to talk about this identity, which is extremely important. And while I was doing the research, there are a lot of things that I learned after so many years of reading on personal development. So there'll be a gift at the end of the webinar. I always try to give some gift. The webinar that I'm doing, I have been doing research for over a month, and I got some of the top books. I went to the library and put more than 10 to 20 hours, I would say, to get this webinar ready for you. All those who are not with the DXN and invited by me via social media, Of course, I'll give you a special gift because you are a special guest. And the best part of the webinar is your question, which I'm going to answer right at the end. So let's do exercise. The habit that you have already formed. I would request everybody to, who all are watching me, of course, everybody's watching me, just put your right hand and left hand, you know, do it like that. That is, you clasp your hand. I'll give you just 2 seconds. Just do it. 1, 2, and 3. So that is the first exercise that you have done. And now you look at which finger is on top. Is it your, which thumb is on the top? Is the right or the left? So that is one exercise. And the second exercise, which I'm going to do, is you fold your arm like that. You see a lot of people standing and they are relaxing. So they have got this habit of putting their hand. Now you look at your hand, do it without even thinking, just do it automatically, do it like that. And you see which hand is on top. Is it your right hand or your left hand? So this is the habit that you have formed over many, many years. So if you're doing like this, like my left hand goes on the right, and if I want to do like that opposite way, if I would like to put my right hand on top, or if clasping of the fingers, which I'm doing like that, and if you look at the thumb, which is the right thumb, which you see in the picture also, and if you try to put the left thumb on top, it's not going to happen just like that. You need some practice. So this is a very simple example over a period. Maybe you are 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whatever age that you are in, you have formed this very simple habit. Today, I'm going to talk about not a macro habit, the big habit. I'm going to talk about atomic habits. And that book, which I'm going to show it to you, has given the definition is atomic habit is the definitive guide to breaking bad behaviors and adopting good one in 4 steps, showing you how small and incremental everyday routine can make that change in your life, positive change over time. And that is a book which I very strongly recommend. I have read a lot of books on habits. And there are, if you go to the library, you go and Google books on habits, this book will come right on the top. And it is, the word which is there right on the top, if you look at, it says, tiny changes, remarkable results. And that's what we are looking for. And I'm going to talk mostly around the book and some other books that I have consulted too. Right. So coming to the 4 stages of habit formation. And there are, number 1 is the cue, that the trigger which starts the whole habit, the craving, the response, and the reward. This is the habit loop. If you look at the first word cue, that is making it obvious what you are thinking, what you are visualizing. And then craving is the attraction that is there. And response is where we get stuck, we make it hard, make it easy. And of course, we are looking at the reward. Now, the trigger of the good habit is number 1, make it obvious in your mind, in your thoughts, in your vision, all that you are trying to align yourself to that good habit. I'll give you a lot of examples. Make it easy. Make sure whatever habit that you are trying to, start, that from bad to making it good, make it easy, not hard. And then make it very attractive, what benefit you're going to get from it. And you have to kind of program yourself. And I'm going to go to the brain, the structure of the brain and what's happening inside. And in the end, we are looking at, of course, the result, the satisfaction you will get from doing that good habit. So the first thing is the cue. What starts the whole thing? Seeing, and those 2 words are very important. We have intention. but it has to be an implementation intention. Remember, start is always difficult. There's maximum resistance, and there is, of course, procrastination. There's a fear if I fail, and it is holding us from moving forward. And the question comes, if I try this, if I go into this, running for 5 kilometers, or I start going to the gym, or I start the business, or I start this new work where there's a big challenges, what I fail, that is what is stopping us from making that first start. So now, in order to make a failure analysis, what is stopping you? So imagine 6 months from now, and you now think that I'm into this project, and I moved 6 months from now, and analyze why you have failed. There's a lot of thinking and visualization which have to be done. Best ways to develop this new habit is to, keep on telling yourself, water, it's as simple as drinking water. Having those supplements which is required, which is needed, which is the need of the time. So you need to identify how many glasses of water you're taking. It's as simple as that. Water is life, but if you look at, you analyze and you jot down how many, glasses of water are you taking. So motivation comes after starting. All those thoughts, it will not give you the motivation till you don't see the result. We are programmed for result. So remember, you need to do those things over and over again, do it regularly, and the right result will definitely happen. So getting started, if you would like to, get fit, lose weight, enjoy the walk that you want to do, the run, start with small. Just put on your runner, get into your, running attire, and then go out for a walk just for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes. That is what Atomic Habit is all about. So remember, that small gear which you're looking at the bottom of the screen, it moves that big gear which is on the top. That start has to be from you. You have to break that inertia. The second part of habit formation is the craving, the wanting. And then I have explained more into desire and environment. So you need to be the architect of your environment and not the victim of environment. And you know exactly the importance of environment which is there. So good habit is directly proportional to your positive environment. And you have read books on that. So what is the impact of environment? Can you see that guy is trying to meditate? He wants to relax, but there is something happening around that person. So I ask you a question. Can that person meditate and relax? Just not possible. So you cannot have positive habit in negative environment. You need to change your environment. It is up to you now. You have got the guidance that environments, you have heard environments makes such a big difference. And from environment comes the system. And in the system, this brain that we have, there are 3 important parts, which is the neocortex, which is reasoning, and the limbic system, which is there, is called, which controls your emotions, and the reptilian complex, which is that small part, is the instinct. I'm going to talk about the first 2, the neocortex and the limbic system. And in that, you must have heard about this golden circle. There is a man who made it very popular, how our behavior changed. So if you look at this golden circle, the outer circle is called what? The outcome, the result. That is controlled from neocortex. And The inner circle, center one, is called the how, the process. That is controlled from limbic system. And the innermost is called the why, the identity. And please, listen to this webinar for the rest of the time that I'm going to talk about this identity, this why. And why, we don't get what we want is because our why is not there. So this is a guy. This is another book I very strongly recommend to you. Start with your why. And the quote of Simon Sinek is, people don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. What you do simply proves that you believe in that. If you talk about DXN, when people come to you, they are your prospect, they don't know about DXN. They don't know about Ganoderma. They don't know about the opportunity, the health and wellness. They know you. They listen to you. They buy the product because of you. Whatever they are doing is because of you. So they are not looking at that billion-dollar company with 10 million people. They are not looking at that at all. So I very, strongly recommend that you read this book and get to know your why. Then the why is the identity. If you look at the description which is given there, that's your belief, that's your purpose, that's your driving force, that's your fire which is inside. And how is the process that the system and that thing gets into that habit that we are talking about, and what is the outcome, the end. So the why and the what and all that is not so important till you have not identified your why. Now, look at this system. The problem with people is outcome-based habit. They are looking at what? They're looking at the result. And they are not looking at their why. So the moment you look at the result, that's not going to happen. Whatever you're looking for is not going to give you the right result. You need to have an identity-based habit, what you like to become. From your why you want to do what you want to do. Simple as that. And that is, there are a lot of words like passion and your desire and your craving. So you only know exactly the importance of good health. You know exactly the importance of freedom. Nobody can get you in a bottle and you drink this thing and then you get your freedom. Doesn't happen like that. So there's a lot of exercises to be done inside you. So your success depends on 100% on your why. You connect your dots, your desire, your purpose. My question to you is, do you know your why? Do you know the purpose of your life? Do you know whatever you are doing, work, business, charity work, whatever you are doing, it has to come out from here. That is the emotional. People take that emotional decision, not logical, not that neocortex. That part of the brain is called limbic. That is where all the decision is being made. So your why will be your motivation, your driving force. And you will do at any cost, whether it is time, whether it's money, anything. And that will be that fuel, that energy for persistence. You are continuing to do it. So people basically the what and the where and the when and the who and the how, they are looking on that. There is a paralysis of analysis. I mean, this you must have heard. We go into the what are the ingredients of this Ganoderma and how it is going to be done. Those are much later stage. Your why must be greater and more powerful than your hows and the whats. It's as simple as that. You want to become successful? Get down to your heart, talk to your heart. If the why is big enough, you are ready to tackle any of those what, where, when, how, and whatever those questions which are stopping you from. Success is not a goal to reach or finish line to cross. It is a system to improve, an endless process to refine. You must have heard that you want to run a successful business, you have to have a system. And it is a system which runs the business. And that is the philosophy of most of the successful people. So the third part is called response. Make it easy. The actual doing. Where the rubber meets the road, optimize your starting line, not the finishing line. Important thing is make it easy, very easy. Big lofty goals I've seen of a lot of people, it never works. I'll give you my own example. In pandemic, you're sitting, you're not going out. So I said, okay, I'm going to do 10,000 steps every day for 5 days. Because a lot of my friends were doing it. They were doing it for a long time. I started and I could not continue. I failed and I stopped. That's my example. So coming to this year in March, I started, after reading this book, that I will start with only 2,000. 2,000 steps is nothing. That's a very easy start. And today, approximately, I'm doing about 7,000. I'm still not reached 10,000. That's only about 5-6 months down the road, but I am going towards that. I love what I'm doing. It is a motivation. And I have an app which tells me how many steps I have taken. I go to the track, I go to the hike, and I make sure I start at whatever step, and then I make sure that it is having that 7,000 plus, 6,000 plus. So if you show up at the gym 5 days in a row, 5 days, even it's just for 2 minutes or 5 minutes, you're casting a vote for your new identity. I'll talk about the vote. You see, every vote that any, electoral person is standing for prime minister or president, every vote counts. So you are not worried about getting in that shape where you build up those muscles and all. No, you're focused on what you will become. You are taking those small, minute, atomic changes, minute incremental changes. So this easy habit with that environment makes the big difference. So big good habit you want to strengthen. Make it easy. And that you need to maybe discuss with your coach. You go to the gym, you cannot start lifting those big weights or start running for 1 hour. It's not practical, to be very honest. Now look at, this is a beautiful curve, result versus time. We are looking at the result. We would like to go there. So the time frame is 1 year. So if you do 1% improvement, where you are after 1 year, initially it is like you can't see anything. Can you see that? And then slightly grows up, and then there's an exponential growth. On the other hand, if you are doing that 1% decline in whatever you are doing, and look at it, it drops and then it steadies. And I'll give you the calculation now. This is a calculation which has been done. The power of tiny gains, 1% better every day, 1%, only 1%. So the calculation is 1.01, that is 1%, to the power of 365. Can you look at it? Is 38% almost. And look at the curve now. In 1 year, where you have gone. Improvement, and the decline we are looking at from 1% down, 0.99, that is 1%, you are gone down to 365 is 0.03. So this is what you need to keep in mind, that 1% improvement that you are doing is going to give you the good result after 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. Everybody is looking for rewards. making is something fulfillment, satisfaction. So you have to love what you are doing. Even that small result, little result, more energy while you are enjoying the environment, while you're walking, will give you the motivation. And this comes with consistency. Whatever you have heard so many people talking, that repetition and consistency is what gives you the final result. And Aristotle says it, you are what you repeatedly do. Excellence is not an event, it is a habit. So you cast your weight. Whatever you are doing, every action is a vote to that type you would like to become. And that is the identity or destiny or the final result that you're looking at. So the true change is the identity change. The goal is not to just read a book. There are a lot of books in the library, you just pick up and, read it. The goal is to become a reader. It's not how fast I can finish the book, how many books that you can finish in a month. That is not important. Important thing is you get in a habit of reading. And remember, readers are leaders. And you would like to become a leader, then you have to become a reader. The true change, as far as the identity changes, if you would like to go for a run, is not to run for that marathon for 40 kilometers or whatever the distance is. The goal is to become a runner every day, whether it is 1,000 steps or it is 10,000 steps or 20,000 steps. That you need to do on a regular basis. Who you become is your identity, and there are 4 stages. This is what I'm going to explain to you now. This is a beautiful, video clip for about 8-9 minutes. But please, once again, I'm requesting everybody, write your question, and I'll be more than happy. Write your questions in your scratch pad or in your notepad over here, and I will answer them. So there are 4 stages of recreating your identity. Whatever habit, whatever identity that you had before, and you want to get into good habit tomorrow, 1 year, 2 years from now, it has to start. And there are, again, 4 stages: inception, deception, transformation, and identity. And I'm going to explain each one of it. But watch this beautiful video movie, which is...
Then in fact, they couldn't even handle the capacity if everybody came. They just... my coffee, and I was doing some studying and some reading, and I came across this article that just blew my mind. And this article talked about how 4 out of 5 gym memberships go unused. That in fact gyms are built upon the premise knowing that about 70% of their members won't even come more than once a year. That in fact they couldn't even handle the capacity if everybody came. They just know that statistics have shown that the majority of people won't follow through even though they've signed up and are paying for this membership. And it went on to talk about this study that was performed by the University of Scranton, in that they went on to follow and study people that made New Year's resolutions. And what they found was that 23% of the people that they studied had given up on their New Year's resolutions within the first 7 days of the year. Literally about 1 out of 4 had already failed on their commitment within just the first week of the year. And so why is that? Why is it that so many people fail on their own commitments, that they can't follow through on what they started? Realize that you're not quite the overnight success you thought you were going to be, or you realize just how much time and effort that this dream, that this vision is really going to take to manifest. You realize just how long it really, and how much work you're going to have to put in to create that body that you want, to get those ripped abs. And at this point, your identity is going to creep in. In every single fiber of your existence, is gonna try to get you to go back to your old identity. Your mind is literally gonna work against you, to deceive you. You're gonna experience negative emotions, and you're gonna be deceived. This is when the thoughts that are gonna creep in, that are gonna say, you know what? You only live once. I don't want to just waste my life away working so hard. I gotta go, party and hit the bar with my friends. I don't want to miss all these good memories and so forth. You know what? You only live once. You know what? I don't want to just eat this food for the rest of my life, this healthy food. I want to be able to enjoy my life. I'm gonna go eat that pizza, that hamburger. And your mind is going to work against you to get you to go back to that of which is familiar, which is your old life. And even if it didn't work before, at least it was familiar. At least you knew what to expect. At least if you went to the bar every single night, then you knew at least you could go there and you knew what to expect. But venturing out into the unknown, you don't know what to expect here. It's not really safe, and so your ego doesn't like that, because change would represent the death of your ego. So as you're moving through deception, which you have to battle deception, at this point you have to fight and you have to battle. You're going to move into eventually, with hard work and consistency, you're going to move into the third phase of transformation. This is actually called transformation. This is when you become consciously competent. This is when you start to become aware that what you are doing is working, that you are getting results. All of a sudden, you're starting to notice improvement in your body in the gym. Others are noticing improvement in you as well. All of a sudden, you're starting to notice that you're actually having success on your new career with your business. You become consciously aware of it. And as you move through that phase, you move into the fourth and final phase of creating, and that is called identity. That is when you literally have created your new identity. That is when you are unconsciously competent. You don't even have to think about it anymore. That's why you can see rock stars who are up on stage, and it doesn't matter if they are wasted on alcohol or high on drugs, they can still shred that guitar up. It's because they have put in so many tens of thousands of hours into practice that it doesn't matter. It is who they are. It's their identity. That's why those people, the ones who go running every single day, it doesn't matter where they are, whether they're in the snow, sleet, hail, or wherever, they're still going to get up in the morning, put on their running shoes, and go, because it's their identity. We all know those people that even when they go traveling, they still get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go work out. They still will choose the healthy option to eat when they go to a restaurant. Why? Because it's their identity. They don't even have to think about it. It's just who they are. And that's where you want to get to. That's where you want to stay focused on, is creating that long-term lasting change, recreating your identity. So my message is this. When you get to that phase of deception, celebrate it, embrace it, understand that this is a part of the process. Be happy that you're at that phase of deception, because that means that you are at stage 2 of recreating your identity. Don't become that person that becomes addicted to inception. That person that jumps from diet to diet. They keep jumping from opportunity to opportunity, from one career to the next, because they get addicted to those feel-good emotions that come from the phase of inception. Because after you move out of inception, when you hit that deception, that's when the negative emotions are going to sneak in. But celebrate it. Embrace it. Know that this is part of the process. Become aware what is happening, and just realize that as you continue to put in the day in and day out effort, that eventually you will move into transformation and then into your new identity, where you don't even have to think about it anymore. When your back is against the wall and you are at your lowest and you're at that phase of deception, this is when you need to become your strongest. And guys, you are stronger than you think.
A beautiful message. And shall we just confirm that here you can hear me and I'm back to the slide?
Yes.
Your message. Good.
Yes, we can.
Shall identity. This is the next part of this habit webinar, a coaching that I'm doing with you all. So if you look at the first part, inception, you start any endeavor, your work, your business, your exercise. There's excitement, you are all fired up, but there is a problem. You are just a beginner. You are not a person who knows a lot about whatever you're got in. And that is, and the word which he used was ignorance on fire. You're all excited, but you don't know what's going to happen next. The word is unconsciously incompetent. You're excited, but you are still not competent. So that is the first part of this identity change that is going to take place. The second part is very important. Deception. Now, reality sets in, the actual thing. When you start making those, revs and running on the track, and there is a pain in your body if you're going into, the gym on a regular basis, or if the work is there. So from maybe 8 hours, it goes to 12 hours. So what happens? I mean, your body is under pain, and you tell, okay, this is too much. And that is the reason why people go back to where they started. They don't want to go through that drill, so they give up. If you heard it right, every year we write our resolution. And in the 7 days, 1 week only, 23% of the people quit. Remember, quitters are always there. And that is the time that you have to get over it. So that part is called consciously incompetent. I think you are seeing yourself that you're a failure. You're conscious now that you are not, cut to do this job, but you have to in order to become competent. And this is the toughest stage in our business also. A lot of people join. And within 1 year time, within 6 months time, they are gone. They start with a health product. I'm going to be, fit using these products. What happens after 3 months, 6 months? They are gone. So this is where you need to focus, which is called deception, the reality, the real thing which has set in. And then comes the third stage, where there is a transformation has taken place. And this is, again, the time that exponential curve that you saw, that 1%, that started going up. There's a positive change. And you see the result. Others are looking at you and they're telling you, what are you doing? How you're losing your weight? You're looking better. You're feeling, the way I'm looking at, you give up a positive vibe. So this is the time to, celebrate. There's that hardship, that going up the mountain where you are, halfway, and then and that tough part comes. You're going through that. And this is where the change takes place. And this is called consciously competent. That you have realized the result is going to be there. And you have learned that. How to do, what to do, why is got you in. Then comes the final stage, which is called identity. This is the finish line. This is, you have become a new person, and that you worked hard for many months, for many years, and you have found your new identity, that passion which is there. And that is called unconsciously competent. Now, do you know what is the cost of good habits and bad habits? The cost of good habit is today, is in the present. The cost of bad habit is in the future. Those donuts or those crazy drinks that you are taking, it is going to affect you after maybe few years. The enjoyment is there, but it is not going to give you the ultimate, good habit, the good result. Doing 4 days exercise per week versus no exercise. Sleeping for 4 hours or 2 hours versus 7 hours. Now, if you look at the atomic habits that we are doing, like simple brushing our teeth, putting our seat belts, praying before meal and after meal, these are all kind of automatically. The moment you sit down in the car, you buckle up. Before going to sleep, we brush our teeth. So these are the habits that you need to, if you're not doing it, you need to get better. So what are the 2 types of habits? Now I'm going to give you the examples right now. Okay, the examples are, these are the examples you already know. It's not that something I'm going to show you something new. But my request to you is, if you are in that area of bad habits, try to make that small change. That is what is the take from this webinar. When does good habits start? It starts when we are small. And a lot, if you are father or a mother, so it's your children who are adopting those good habits. Their good habit depends upon you. Good hygiene, the discipline, eating, exercise, all that you are looking at, it starts at a very, very early stage, at the age of 4 or 5. I'm looking at my grandchildren and how my children are getting them into those good habits, good eating. So health is one area. And in the health, food is the number one. You are what you eat. And there are good food and there are bad foods. You know exactly all the snack and the fast food and all the junk food and all the cakes and pastries, and look at on the left side. While doing this research, I came to know about the rainbow food, which is healthy. And if you look at the vegetables and fruits, which are all from violet to red, these are the food that we should be taking more. And I just came to know, I was talking to that Dr. Lim's rainbow food is this, when he was doing his Sony exercise or with other people, right from violet to all the foods which are there, which he had showed to the people in India. Taking your daily DXN supplement is a habit. I, for one, have been taking from 19 years. I know exactly what it has done to my body, and it has done to the bodies of millions of people who have made this habit first thing in the morning to take those supplements. Health is number one, and that is what you need to work on. Drinks, there are good drinks, which is, of course, we need to have water, as I gave you the importance of that. And these are the drinks which are bad. Enjoying the morning coffee, and that is not a day that I don't sip our healthy DXN coffee. That's the habit that I've got in. I was a tea drinker, but got into coffee. What do you inhale? And look at the right picture. And if you are in the environment where there is nature, we are inhaling all what should not be through smoking. Sleeping, look at the right side and look. This is what has happened, the new habit that we have gotten. Weight, of course, that's cause of many, many diseases. And this is what you would like to look at. Again, you have to change your habits. So if you look at this quote of Warren Buffett, very simple. Bad habits are like chains that are too light to feel until they become so heavy to carry. Coming to the example that when I started playing squash, I used to just hold the racket like that. If you look at it like that, till I got the coach and said, no, that is not the way. You have to hold the racket like that. And that is the right way to hold the racket. It took me 1 year to get out of it. Whenever I used to hit the ball, I used to always look, where is my thumb? My thumb used to be on top of my forefinger. Active and sedentary life. This is what has happened to most of the people. Even their home office, they have got it on their stomach. And that is what you're looking at. So you need to move from this sedentary behavior to at least moderate or light to later, maybe in 1 year time, to vigorous one. Children 5 to 18, 60 minutes of physical exercise is required. Adults 19 to 64 years, if you're looking at that figure, 150 minutes. And for adults, I was thinking that this number would reduce, but it is being maintained. And on top, there is weight training, where usually the muscles and the body mass index, they go down, and the muscles kind of sags and all that type of thing. So this is just a yardstick for you. Relationship. And again, we are talking about, simple good habit of affection and bad habit of being unaffectionate. I mean, what I love being back in Vancouver is every day I tell my grandchildren that I need your hug. And they know exactly. Whenever they see Dadu, they have to give that hug. And you can see the joy, at least in my face. And that is another way, you just, you are having that bad mood. And that is not what is the good habit is all about. The new bad habit that we have got is into the social media. We are glued to our, mobile for hours and hours. They call it a social media, but it has become very unsocial. This is what the old socializing is there, where you sit down, you chat without your mobile. Moods, good moods and bad moods. This is up to you again. And this is so common. The room which is all messed up and the room which is clean. Organize. And you will find that good habit is going to, open your minds and all that too. Okay, daily DXN business habit. Now, business habit, talking to people with the intention of helping them. Now, if you look at on the picture on the left side, what's happening? There is a problem the person is trying to solve. We are there to solve the two major problems of people. One is health and the other one is income. The other habit that you need to adopt is whosoever has joined your team as a member, as a consumer, try to support them to become successful. So good habits are addictive as bad habits, but good habits gives you a lot of rewards. And this is my last slide. And all those who would like to ask questions, you can just send it across to Q&A or in the chat. There are a lot of, again, articles on 10 habits of highly successful people. And then here you are looking at Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs. This is what I found out, that successful people are not very intelligent, or they are right on the top. A lot of people, they could not complete their study also. From Harvard, they came out. And they are not more talented, but their habits took them to the direction of becoming where they want to become. They are more informed, more knowledgeable, they are reading, they are better skilled, and they are prepared. So that is what you have to keep in mind, that never ever think that, I'm not good enough. Those are the rich people, those are the people who are highly educated. You'll find a lot of people in the world who did not get the education, but they're right there. So it is your habit. So I took exactly about 55 minutes. And the references that I would like to have for you all, from where I got this webinar done, Big Help, Atomic Habits, and then this Habit Die Hard of Mac Anderson. And then I have the book called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. I've been following this guy since last 5-6 years. And I'm doing a lot of courses also on personal development. And of course, my book and the academy that I'm with since last 3 years, Business Academy for Women in Network Marketing. So the gift, as I promised to you all, is my free booklet from my website called Map Your Freedom. So if you go there, there are a lot of golden nuggets over there, and you'll get a free book. Just go to my website and write down, you can put your name and your email, and you'll get this free booklet. The announcement, again, this is the good news, is October webinar, I'm doing youth and entrepreneurship, that is in Urdu. Some people contacted me. There are a lot of youth today, I'm sure, who are in this call. And this is what is the need of the hour, the millennials, where they would like to go. They want to own their own business. That's what I'm going to talk about. In November, I'm going to talk about discipline, which is the key word in personal development. In November is on discipline. December is the month where goals has to be set for January onward. And I'm going to talk about the practical goal setting from that atomic habit, small goals, and how it can become very practical. And January 2022, I'll start with a new topic called happiness. So thank you very much to be part of this very important topic, which is called habit. And I am ready for your questions. Let me, from my stand-up table, I'll go down and sit down. And that is the new thing that I've got. I'll stop sharing my screen. And I am right there in front of you, right there. Okay, over to you, Shabi.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ghani, for that fantastic presentation. That was a very good presentation. That was very informative. And, we got a chance to look in to ourselves, because that is very important. That, many of the slides that you have shown, like it given a chance for us to analyze whether are we going through it, are we ready for a change of the habit. Thank you so much for that fantastic effort that you have put in to make this presentation in this shape.
Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's your turn to ask to Mr. Fatemi Ghani directly. And you can post your questions in Q&A box or a chat box. We'll be taking few questions because of time. We'll not be going through all the questions, but very important, relevant few questions we'll be asking Mr. Ghani directly. And I have my first question ready, Mr. Ghani.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, now we have Mr. Musaddiq Rauf. He's asking, I believe the challenge lies when you have to adjust or control habit, where changing the negative environment is not possible.
Changing the negative environment is up to you. If I am having bad circle, it is up to me to move out from bad circle to the good circle. I'll give you my example. There are a lot of people who are connected with me, and the moment I see them posting anything in the social media which is negative, it is me to first to guide them. If they don't listen to me, then I block them. I unfriend them. You see, the toughest people where you cannot kind of disassociate with them, they are your own relatives, your close friends. Now, your relatives, you have to be with them. And you need to, help them out from negativity. So it takes time. Your habits, whatever you want to change, it is up to you. 100% is eating habits. Now, whatever you are eating before, which you are unhealthy, you can move it over to healthy eating. Now, I, for one, I never had ever taken supplements in my life, because whatever I used to eat, they were healthy. This is how we were taught when we were small. All right. And exercise was part of our daily routine. But then people do fall sick. And it is because of the product that I entered into DXN. And Alhamdulillah, I always say, thank you, Allah. Thank you, Dr. Lim, for giving us this wonderful product called Ganoderma and Spirulina. So habit change, environment change, it is difficult initially. Remember, the first part is the inception. You go into and then you are excited, and then deception sets in. And that is where you kind of give up. So I cannot change. Change is difficult. You have to do sacrifice. And I 100% believe that if you want to change, nobody can stop you. I cannot get you a bottle of change drink or change pills. It is you who have to move out of the negative environment to the positive environment. And positive environment, of course, you need to select some good people, not many people. And the best environment are these books. Read some good books, watch some good videos. They are beautiful videos on good health, good mood change. There are so many things. I hope I have answered that question.
That was brilliantly answered, Mr. Ghani. Moving on to the next one, we're receiving a lot of messages from our members thanking you for the excellent coaching. We have Fozia saying excellent coaching, and we have Madam Wafa Bade. Thank you, Mr. Ghani. This is a very powerful webinar, and we are happy that we have Dr. Shankar Bodela with us. He's saying the best webinar of this year. Thanks for sharing such fabulous facts of personal development. And we have Mr. Mark saying, thank you, Sir Fatemi. I'm just taking a few more questions. We have a question which is on the same nature from Dr. Shankar and Madam Wafabade. They're asking like how many days it takes to adapt a new good habit. And the same goes with Dr. Shankar. How long did you take to develop such developments that you spoke?
The research has shown in order to start with a good habit is 21 days. This is what the research is saying. But as far as I am concerned, this walking to now my new level of 7,000 steps, it took me more than 2 months. So there is always, you must have seen, there is a 90 days challenge. You want to become a new person. Habit is 21 days. This is there are books on that, 21 days to change your habit. But practically, if you're asking me, Dr. Shankar and Wafa, it'll take about 90 days. And you need to, keep on, have a affirmation card that why you would like to do what you want to do. Again, going back to that book of Simon Sinek, where he says, your why has to be, very high, why you are doing it. So if it is your good health, or if it is your good life, that has to be, don't look at the time, the effort, the money. You are all laser focused to change and give 90 days, and you start with that small change. You want to talk to people, for example, in our business, people say, you make a list and you start talking to all the people. That's not very practical. 10 people, 20 people. I say just talk to one person per day with the intention of helping them. One person, everybody can talk. And especially with the social media, it's a piece of cake. You got so many friends in the Facebook. So why can't you talk to one person and talk about, again, in my book, it is very clearly written, the heart of my book is called Natural Approach. You be you. You are Wafa Bader, just be Wafa Bader. You don't have to become, crown diamond or a health coach and a beauty expert. Just be you and find out where is the problem of that person. So that is what need to be there. Perseverance is there. And every day, you see, have you moved that incremental change, that small change, have you? And that is a motivation. So 21 days to 90 days. As far as I'm concerned, it took me about 90 days to get into this new habit, because I had started gaining weight. I had gone up to 74. Alhamdulillah, today I'm 69. And I'm still working on it to get it to maybe 66 or 65, which is my ideal weight. So that is the first thing that you need to do. That it is what benefit you are going to get. Read the benefits. Read the benefit. And when you move from the deception, that is where it stops. And that period is about 3 months to 6 months. You have to come out of that deception stage. Yes.
That's very good. Thank you so much for that sharing. We have again a lot of messages coming in and saying thanks to you from Mexico. Very interesting presentation. Greetings from Mexico, from Paulina. And Batul, thank you so much for sharing your experience. So Taufik, very insightful. Personally, I'm also reading and researching on habits. It was helpful. Also, I loved BJ Foggy's Tiny Habits. So I mean, like Afabadar is saying thanks for the answer. So I think, Mr. Ghani, since the time is going, maybe we'll take the last question.
Right.
We have the last question from Shadat. He's asking okay, now he's connecting with DXN. How can a person do DXN business professionally with all the habits incorporated?
all those points which is explained in my webinar, you have to have that good habit, and that good habit is that you need to be in that environment of learning. And a lot of people, when they are in the inception phase, they get excited, you make them excited, and you start showing the picture of the highly successful people. The other person whom you are talking is not understanding what you're talking about, crown ambassador, and people are getting so much of money. They have transformed themselves, and look at that guy, who has got super fit body and all that. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. So you need to, when you are talking to the people, as I explained earlier, have that intention of that helping intention. The problem in our industry is we would like to make them a member or sell them the product. That attitude you have to change. And if you are, just a natural person, you are a person who is out there to really help that person out, the result will come. But it is not going to come overnight. It's going to take time. In my experience, those who have really done the business like their business, not DXN business or Dr. Lim's business, or it is Mr. Shebi or Salim's, it is my business. And you are getting all the support. Middle East, I keep on saying, is the place of DXN to do the business because the support that you are all getting. So you need to learn about our industry, which is network marketing. You see, whatever you know about the product and the compensation plan and about the personal growth, those are all good. But the thing which is going to really move your business to the next level is learning the network marketing skill, learning the communication skill. So these are, and you have to, spend money in order to get some coaches. I mean, still, after I started learning about the industry in 2000, I did not join. In 2003, DXN came in my life. And 2004, I went into professional learning. And even today, I'm a student of this industry. I've signed up with this guy Darren Hardy. And if you would like to get the motivational tip, it's darrenhardy.com. I definitely love this guy. Few minutes every day, he gives a motivational, practical. The important thing is practical and tips. So you need to, if you would like to earn, as people say, you have to learn and learn from the masters. And you are so lucky being in DXN. We have got so many highly experienced, very successful people who is going to take you to wherever you would like to go. And I wish everyone the very best.
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Ghani, for that fantastic presentation. We are getting messages still from a lot of people, from Roshnara, from Paulina, Wafa Beder, Fida, all of people, Adam Khan, everybody is saying thanks to you for this wonderful presentation. And we have inquiry for you for the book from Mark and Paulina. I request you to please get in connected with Mr. Ghani directly, and you will be getting the book. And with that note, we'd like to wind up. Thank you so much, Mr. Ghani. Even though you are in Canada, you are not, physically not close to us, but we are well connected with Middle East. And thank you so much. Now, for this presentation, also, I'm seeing people from India, from Pakistan, from Middle East, from Canada, and even Mexico. The people have joined. They're extremely happy to host this presentation. And
thank you for DXN Dubai management for conducting such webinars and helping people who like to be helped and who like to become successful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Mohammed Fatemi Ghani, the first Crown Ambassador of DXN Middle East for you, with a powerful topic, Power of Habits. This program is recorded in DXN Middle East Facebook page, and you'll be free to watch, and you can share it to your team members, your downlines, your crosslines. The link is available in Facebook. Thank you so much. It's a goodbye from DXN Middle East till we meet next time. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Take care.